Have you ever felt like you were built to love differently? Like your soul refuses to play the game, it either feels everything too deeply or nothing at all. You can't fake affection. You can't stay where your heart doesn't breathe. And because of that, life keeps you waiting, breaking, rebuilding over and over again. But what if I told you this isn't punishment? What if the universe is preparing you for a kind of love that only awakened souls can hold? Step 1. The separation. Learning to stand alone. There comes a time when the universe pulls you away from the noise. Friends fall in love, post perfect smiles, move forward. And you sit in quiet rooms, staring at the ceiling, wondering why love feels so far away. It's not that you're unlovable, it's that you're being separated from the collective pattern of imitation. Carl Jung referred to this as the separation from the collective unconscious, the point you become unbound by society's scripts. You don't want what other people want. You can't make yourself fit in a story that does not speak your truth anymore. This phase feels cruel. You're swiping through photos on weddings and vacations and wondering, maybe something is wrong with me. But you're not mistaken, you're just losing your illusions. You are learning that solitude is not emptiness. It's purity. It's in this stillness that your authentic self begins to whisper. You start asking questions others avoid. What does real love mean to me? Do I want partnership? Or do I just fear being forgotten? Most people never stop to inquire. They replace the silence with another voice, another face. But you are learning to stay, to actually feel the ache and not run to avoid it. Because that's where the ache sings to you of what your soul came here to receive. You are not lonely because you're empty. You're lonely because your standards are high. And when the pack sits for comfort, you have a hunger that seeks a wakeful direction. That is your first initiation, the separation. Step 2. The reflection, the mirror of the soul. After a long stretch of silence, someone arrives. They make your heart tremble with recognition. They speak, and it feels like hearing yourself in another body. You think, finally, the one. But Jung warned us, this is not love yet. This is your anima or animus coming to life, the reflection of the part of you you've yet to embrace. For a man, it might be the gentle, intuitive side he's repressed. For a woman, it might be the confident, logical part she's been taught to silence. And when someone appears embodying that missing piece, we call it fate. But in truth, it's a mirror, not a soulmate. You fall for the reflection because it shows you what's hidden within. You think you've met them before because your soul recognizes itself. One woman I knew said, he understood me before I spoke. But what she really meant was, he reflected the part of me I had buried. And that's the danger of reflection. It feels divine, but remains incomplete. It's a love story between you and the self you've forgotten. Jung is reported to have said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. That is what this phase does. It wakes you up to what you have been projecting. But when the mirror shatters, when you discover that the other person wasn't the savior you believed they would be, don't curse the loss. Thank them. They are not here to fill up the void, but to shine a light on what you need to retake inside. You were never chasing them. You were chasing the missing version of you. Step 3. The shadow. Meeting the inner saboteur. You looked into the mirror, and now the real battle has begun. The shadow rises. This is the part of you that winces at love. And that sabotages what you've always hoped for. That says, don't trust this. Don't open up. They'll hurt you too. It's well known in Jungian psychology that the shadow isn't bad. It's protective. It knows every heartbreak, every betrayal, and vows never to let you feel that hurt again. But in so doing, it also closes the door to healing. You might meet someone sincere, someone who listens, someone who stays, and yet something inside you pulls away. You delay replying to messages. You find faults where none exist. You convince yourself they'll leave, so you leave first. It is your shadow speaking. A hushed voice whispers, It's safer in the dark. But here's the thing, darkness doesn't set you free. It keeps you small. When true love comes, it's like sunlight entering a dirty room. It doesn't make the dust, it merely uncovers what was there to begin with. You can shut the curtains to cover it up, or you can clean that which has been ignored over years. Facing the shadow is electing to stay when your gut says flee. It means asking, is this fear or is this truth? It means realizing that vulnerability is not weakness, it's the price of freedom. You don't destroy the shadow. You integrate it. You tell it, I understand your fear, but I no longer need you to drive. And that's how you stop being your own saboteur. Not by becoming fearless, but by loving even the fearful parts within. Step 4. The inner restructuring. Rebuilding the house of the self. Once the shadow quiets, the universe asks for something deeper. Reconstruction. This is when you stop patching old walls and start building a new foundation. You realize that much of who you were, your career, your roles, your habits, were constructed to please others. You start letting go. The job that suffocates you, the relationship that dims you, the persona you wear to be accepted. It's terrifying because every identity you've built begins to dissolve. But this dissolution is sacred. It's the collapse before authenticity. Jung called this individuation the process of becoming who you truly are, not your parents' child, not society's model, but your original essence. Many resist this because pain becomes a badge. We start saying, I'm unique because I've suffered, but healing demands surrender, even from the comfort of suffering. You are not amazing because you've been damaged. You are extraordinary because you decide to learn from it. Phase 1 can look chaotic. New career, new city, dumping friends who make no sense anymore. People will say, you've changed, and you'll smile, because so does everyone else, and that's precisely the point. Your interior world is being rewired to contain real love, not fantasy, not dependency, but the truth. It's like tearing down an old, creaking house built by other hands and designing one that finally feels like home. No decorations of pretense, no walls of defense, just light, air, and honesty. When you walk into that house, alone yet whole, you'll understand this was never about finding someone. It was about finding yourself sturdy enough to love without losing your center. Step 5. The surrender, the paradox of love. And now comes the final paradox. When you've done all the work, when you've faced the loneliness, the mirror, the shadow, and the reconstruction, the universe asks you to do something that feels impossible. Let go. Let go of the need to find love. Let go of the story that says you are incomplete until someone arrives. This is not defeat. It's liberation. You no longer chase love to fill a void. You become love whole, radiant, self-contained. And from that place, life flows differently. You no longer grasp, you attract. According to Jung, the privilege is the privilege of a lifetime, to become who you truly are. And that is what surrender is, living that truth, unafraid of the solitude, unclenching a fist that has been clenched for years. You were holding on to the idea of love so tightly you didn't notice that your hands were bleeding. But then you open them and out falls something miraculous. Love was never gone. It was just there, available to step into if you'd only let it in. Surrender doesn't mean apathy. It means trust. Trust that what's meant for you will find you, not because you chased it, but because you became ready to hold it. You start to see that every delay, every heartbreak, every silence was an act of mercy. The universe wasn't denying you love, it was preparing you to receive it fully. To love without attachment, to give without losing yourself, to be alone without feeling empty. And then, when love finally appears, it doesn't shake your world. It harmonizes with it. It feels quiet, grounded, peaceful. It feels like coming home, not escaping, because now you've built the home within. If you're walking this path through loneliness, reflection, or surrender, remember, you're not being punished. You're being purified. The universe isn't delaying love, it's deepening your capacity for it. You are not behind. You are becoming. And when you finally meet the one, it won't feel like destiny rushing in, it will feel like recognition, as if the universe simply whispered, "You were ready now."